There's finally an update for Brock Lesnar for the first time since SummerSlam, so we'll see what that's about. We'll also check out what's happening with Carmelo Hayes, The Miz, and more. Starting things off with Brock Lesnar and a big new story development there for him. Brock's massive return sent everyone into shock at SummerSlam. Everyone was curious on how they would keep that momentum of the return going, if Brock would be Cena's Clash in Paris opponent. But that was not the case. Brock did make an immediate appearance after SummerSlam, and it was revealed that Logan Paul would actually be John Cena's opponent for September's premium live event. The only developments we've seen for Brock and Cena's story since SummerSlam was when Cena was on the mic, invited Brock to come get some whenever he wants. And besides that, things have been pretty radio silent for Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. But the August 22nd edition of Smackdown provided a massive hint that Brock's return to the blue brand and WWE television is extremely close to taking place. In a little post-credit moment, John Cena could be seen leaving the arena for Smackdown, but he gets stopped by Nick Aldis, who informs him that he just received a message from Brock Lesnar and spoke to him. But right as Nick Aldis is about to give that message and information to John Cena, Logan Paul appears out of nowhere to knock John Cena fully out. So Nick Aldis doesn't get to deliver the message from Brock Lesnar, and instead turns his attention to getting medical treatment for John Cena as the show goes off the air. So the Brock message was just a little cliffhanger teaser to get fans to continue to tune back in during the next few weeks to find out what it was. Some people aren't fans of cliffhanger endings, but in this scenario, it was a very nice and perfect ending to SmackDown that gives you something major to be excited about in the coming weeks. So in terms for WWE, cliffhanger endings seem to be a positive thing. It gives the viewers a confirmed sense of direction of what to expect in the near future, and that's exactly what this August 22nd cliffhanger did here. Now going back to the August 29th edition of SmackDown, we already know that Nick Aldis has the intel that he received from Brock Lesnar, so that gives us the viewers something to be invested and eager to know about. And John Cena is scheduled to appear on the August 29th edition of SmackDown, so Nick Aldis could potentially deliver that message here to John Cena about what Brock had to say. As far as speculation about what Brock Lesnar's message to Nick Aldis could be about, it could definitely be a series of things. Maybe Brock reveals the exact date to Nick Aldis that he plans on showing up to SmackDown to pay John Cena a visit, or just wreak havoc in general. Or maybe Brock requested to face John Cena in a match, and that's what he spoke with Nick Aldis about. The exact context of Brock's message is unknown at the time of this recording, but you just get the sense that that message has to involve something along those lines. It's been highly reported that Brock Lesnar versus John Cena will take place on September 20th. So maybe that could be a part of the message that Nick Aldis was trying to deliver to John Cena before Logan Paul interrupted. As far as confirmed appearances for Brock Lesnar goes, he's currently being advertised for 2 episodes of SmackDown in September, which are September 12th and 19th. The weird thing is that John Cena himself is currently not being advertised for those 2 editions of SmackDown, which does make it seem a little doubtful that we'll see any face-to-face moments between Brock Lesnar and John Cena prior to the September 20th showdown. A date to circle on the calendar, though, could be September 5th. That's currently John Cena's last scheduled SmackDown appearance before the September 20th event. So if Brock Lesnar makes a surprise appearance on the September 5th edition of SmackDown, that could end up being a face-to-face moment with John Cena ahead of their match together. John Cena is also scheduled for the September 15th edition of Raw. That would be another opportunity for a surprise Brock appearance for a face-to-face moment. So a little questionable on why they booked John Cena and Brock Lesnar on separate shows all throughout the month of September, when it would have been nice to see them directly interact with each other and building on that story and program together. But all hope isn't lost quite yet. Maybe one of them could surprise the other on one of those dates and give us some face-to-face build-up. So that appears to be how the schedule is lining up for John Cena. He'll face Logan Paul on August 31st and then immediately fully transition into the feud with Brock Lesnar throughout the month of September. And then John Cena's story with Brock will conclude on September 20th with the singles match. Another thing that has been circulating is that there's reportedly a split amongst the higher-ups for when it comes to who should win this final match between Brock Lesnar and John Cena. There's reportedly some people that believe Brock Lesnar cannot lose his first match back in 2 years. But other people believe that John Cena shouldn't really take a big loss this late into his farewell tour, especially after he just lost to Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. So there seems to be a big split there for when it comes to who should win this match. So the result should definitely be interesting. Brock Lesnar may not physically be on the August 29th edition of Smackdown, but it definitely seems like we could get the reveal of what Brock Lesnar said to Nick Aldis during that episode of Smackdown, because Nick has the intel. So definitely look forward to that coming up during John Cena's segment on that edition of Smackdown. After a little while of being off television, and after a fan movement for him on social media, Carmelo Hayes is back on SmackDown with a sense of direction and story. After randomly splitting up the Miz and Carmelo Hayes a while back, they decided to put the Melo Don't Miz team back together. This time around, there's a big narrative going on, and it's the fact that the Miz and Carmelo Hayes are winning matches, but they're not on the same page because the Miz is using Carmelo and stealing the spotlight. We saw that in their tag team match together from a few weeks ago, where the crowd was hot for Carmelo and chanting for him, but the Miz would randomly tag in and out of the match to disrupt Carmelo's flow and anger the crowd. Carmelo does all the hard work and explosive moves, while the Miz comes to play in just cleanup duty and steal the shine from Carmelo. It's a narrative that's meant to treat the Miz as a villain and actually build up some fan sympathy for Carmelo Hayes, leaning Carmelo more towards an eventual babyface turn. The August 22nd edition of SmackDown Ireland crowd actually went against that narrative. They were absolutely losing their minds for The Miz and loving everything he did to screw over Carmelo Hayes. But once the story fully fleshes out, average weekly crowds should definitely be strongly behind Carmelo Hayes and fully against The Miz. It seems doubtful that The Miz will continue to get massively cheered like he was in Dublin. Definitely appears to be a one-time thing that happened there, and Carmelo will still be the babyface of the slow-burning tag team split. They're really hyping this new singles run and babyface turn for Carmelo Hayes, so hopefully they do have a plan for him in mind. Carmelo has been expressing a lot of interest in coming after the United States title as of late. That could be the route for him once the split from The Miz is complete. A babyface Carmelo Hayes against the heeled United States champion Solo Sikoa does seem like the perfect matchup to get fans behind Carmelo even more. So exciting things appear to be coming for Carmelo Hayes, and that's great to see. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.